Good morning. I'm going to make this video because it's time for me to speak up for myself because I'm sick of what's going on here. Now, I'm being misused, mistreated, lied to, abused of authority from these trucking companies I'm applying to. Misleading me to get me there. Then after I get there, some type of mistreatment, some type of, I don't know. They started talking to me in a different manner, causing stuff to happen. Then I either resign, because you lied to me, or the money wasn't what you said it was, or I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. I mean, if you have to lie to get me as a driver, it's no need of me being there, because once I or the driver you've been lying to, whether it be me or somebody else, figure that out, they don't want to work for you. They're going to quit. So I don't know why is this is a repetitive practice in the trucking industry. These recruiters, these dispatchers, these fleet companies, they just lie, mislead to get the driver there. I mean, they talk a bunch of loveliness until you get there. And the first instance where you have a disagreement that turns into an argument, or you raising your voice, or you talking to them in a manner that they don't feel you should be able to, there's a problem. So I'm speaking out against all of them, all those people. This is for you. This video is for you. That's been going around telling me that stuff has been happening to me because of the way I talk to people. No, you've been lying. That's why I've been talking to you the way I talk to you. I'm talking to you the way a boss should be talking to you. I'm talking to you where law enforcement should be talking to you. I'm talking to you the way an attorney should be talking to you. A judge, a federal motor carrier officer. That's the way I'm talking to you. You've been lying. You've been misleading me. And every time I speak up for my rights against it, you want to tell me it's because of the way I'm talking to people. So you telling me I've been having problems on the job. You've been misleading me and lying to get me on the job. All because of the way I've been talking to people? What are you talking about? Because I guarantee you I can pretty much almost prove that there was a reason for me to be talking to you like that. I can pretty much prove that you lied to me, that you misled me, that you put me in yet another position where I was not to have income, jeopardize my housing. I can prove that. But yet you want to get on the phone with your attitude, hanging up on me every time you see my phone number. When I get you on the phone, you talk to me immediately with attitude. And then want to turn around and tell me because of the way I talk to people. Well, what way would you like to talk to me? What would you like me to talk to you? You know, in a kiss ass manner? Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir manner? What way would you like me to talk to you? I'm talking to you in a manner that is befitting of way you treat me. I don't understand. I don't tolerate lies and miscommunication, misleading by someone who's in a multi-million-dollar business, billion-dollar business, and seeking employees, be it 1099 or W-2. I don't tolerate it. So here's the thing. Universal Truckload here in Michigan took a position there, found out I was being misled. You hire into this company and you don't find out till the first day of orientation. Even though the advertisement that is, and let me first clarify this. All these jobs that are mistreating me that I'm getting a hold to, all of them have advertised on Indeed.com. Pretty much all of them. Indeed.com, the employment site that's online. I have found them through that. These jobs are posting on Indeed.com, getting me to apply with their lovely bullshit and description of their job and pay to get me on the job, to take placement, and then start mistreating me, cause shit that shouldn't even be going on. Issue me bad trucks with shit going on, acting like I'm supposed to play some type of role because I'm there. I'm like, this is no act. You're not paying me as an actor. I'm a driver. And I don't have to act to be a professional driver because I am a professional driver. But they're talking to me in a manner where I should be supposed to be doing something else. Like you were somebody else. You're not the government. You're not the president. You don't run the United States. I don't work for the United States. I don't work for the president. My job title is not working for the government. So why are you talking to me in a manner that I'm supposed to be doing some work outside of what I'm supposed to be doing in trucking? All of them do this. Telling me if you play your role, if you're going to take that attitude. What are you talking about? Are we still talking about the job that I applied for? Or you took your position and took on a role and acting out something that you're not supposed to be doing? I applied for a trucking position. And I find it inexcusable that you mislead a driver. How you not know what the company you're placing a driver on, who they haul for? How you not know that? How you not know that the flyer that you advertising for your position states what it says, and then when the driver get there, you're not doing what the flyer that they hired in for. That's not what they're doing. How do you not know this? But you claim it's because of the way I talk to you. I'm tired of you using that as a lame, bogus excuse. That's an excuse you're using to cover up your mistreatment, to cover up what you've been doing, to cover up your lies and deceit as an employer or service that's dealing with employees in trucking. I'm tired of it. No, it's not the way I talk to you. What's the matter? You can't handle somebody telling you lying? You don't like nobody standing up against what you're doing? Oh, I'm supposed to let you mistreat me and take a slave role to it. You got the wrong person. What? You don't like being pressured to do your job? You don't like being pressured to do your job correctly? You don't like being pressured that because of your job, you're supposed to know certain things when you're dealing with recruiting drivers. Universal Truckload here in Michigan didn't disclose to me on the day I was hired that it was going to be 3 weeks before I received a paycheck. That was on January 12th. 3 weeks. I've never heard of that in trucking. Truck drivers get paid normally the next week, especially if you are paying every Friday, weekly. I'm not on a bi-weekly truck driving job. I'm on weekly. That was a red flag. I should have walked out the door. Then this is the same company that every time I tried to apply to on Indeed, I would upload my resume as an application. Then Indeed.com would turn around and send a message back telling me that pretty much be careful if you get any response from this employer. So that's letting me know that's a red flag. That's letting me know that Indeed has knowledge, firsthand knowledge, that there's something going on with that particular employer. I applied for 3 positions with that same company, Universal Truckload, running here in Michigan, Detroit area, Romulus, Dearborn. And I got the same message after applying. Why would I be getting that kind of message? Then I applied for another position to where it was an hourly, to where a recruiter, after sending in my application, recruited me on a job that paid by 30% of the load. Talk me into it. Talk me out of the hourly position to do that. Said they were averaging this kind of money every week. Said those guys are averaging. Not females. Those guys are averaging. It's never females. It never the women is averaging. It's those guys, the men, are averaging this kind of wage. So, my process, I went to orientation on the 12th, filled out some application, took about a couple hours, then was sent home. Now, all this is unpaid work because I'm on this 30% shit. Anything you do for trucking is supposed to be paid, period. Whether you in orientation or not, you're supposed to receive some type of pay. Something for being there. I mean, I'm doing physical work. I'm doing physical work under a W-2. I'm not 1099. I'm doing W-2. But they didn't pay. No, it's no paid orientation. Okay, that's understandable. The training, okay. I'm going to let that slide because I'm on this 30% shit. It's similar to 1099 work. Okay, I let that slide. But to disclose to me the day I'm filling out an application, after I accepted your position, you don't disclose to me or anybody after they accept the position some bullshit that's going on with the position, as far as the pay. You clearly told me we pay every Friday. Yeah, but you didn't tell me when the pay was supposed to start. Once hired. 3 weeks? Man, that's 21 fucking days that you got me coming in working. You wanted me to wait 3 weeks. So what they did when they did that caused me not to have income. So now I'm in a position where I can't pay my rent. Now I'm around here scrambling looking for work, decent work. But I'm being misled and lied to by people who are in position, got these miraculous job titles. Operation manager, terminal manager, supervisor. You got these lovely job titles, but you misleading people. And then when they speak up and out against it, when I speak up and out against it, me, my face. You notice I'm African American when I speak, but they don't want to say that's the reason that they retaliate the way they do. And then every time I question them, I said, because I don't understand why your settlement department or payroll department will be telling me when I ask them why is every time I call over there to find out what's going on, they hang it up on me. She said it because it's the way you talk to people. Mind you, today is the first day I even inquired or found out that I wasn't going to get my pay till February 19th now from Universal Truckload for work done on the 16th. My 3 weeks is this coming Friday. So now I got to call all over to these government agencies and report the company, telling me it's a civil case. I don't want to hear about civil case. For what I see is going on here in Michigan, they're allowing these companies to operate here in this state. They're posting on Indeed.com, and they're causing havoc in drivers' and employees' lives because they're misleading them. They're taking these positions and finding out later after they get on the position that it was 100% a lie. Something wrong. So to finish the story, so from the 12th, and it took a week for them to even get me started with their process. From the initial phone call, I believe it was on the 7th, is to tell me about the position, to actually get into orientation. It was the 12th. The average trucking company don't take that long. It's 2 days, 2 to 3 days top. If you really got a position. Not here at Universal. They did this to me once before. I got hired in back November, December of 2019. But they couldn't get a hold to the supervisor to get me working. So I was forced to go take an OTR job because I had no more income coming in. I was jeopardizing my housing. That's how I got thrown back out there with another OTR company that used and abused and terminated me for no unjust reason. All this stuff they doing is a civil case. But if I call and talk to a lawyer, you ain't got no case. But I'm being told it's a civil case. Like what happened to me at Chrysler. It was a civil case. I had it in court. Did they do anything? No, they didn't do nothing. But this shit is still continuing. I'm the girl that be on Facebook, on Twitter, making videos, writing stories that nobody seems to see. But yet when I walk out in the street, you seem to be mentioning shit acting out shit that I wrote. But you ain't supposedly viewing my shit. You talking to me as if you're calling me on the phone and I'm having a daily conversation with you. I can prove by my goddamn phone that I ain't got a call from your motherfucking ass. But maybe once, if you called at all. But yet, when they try to cover up what they're doing, they try to claim it's because of the way I've been talking to people. The way I've been talking to people. How is that? Let me explain. Is it I'm talking to you in an authoritative manner? Or is I'm talking to you in a manner that let you know I'm not going to tolerate your bullshit that you don't like? What manner is it? What is it about the way I'm talking to you don't like? That I'm exposing that you're lying? That I'm getting in your case about you misleading me? That I'm standing up for my rights as a worker saying I'm tired of your bullshit? Is that the kind of talk you don't like? Okay, back to Universal Truckload. So now, long story short, hired the 12th, find out about this pay bullshit. Then they crowded themselves trying to make other arrangements to kind of compensate me with something in between to help, with the pay. And then they just take it back when I get my first settlement. I said, well, that's okay, because, going 3 weeks with no check and you a W-2 employee and you not a bi-weekly employer, that was unheard of. So I said, okay. So finally I get issued a truck on the 14th. I get the truck. It's still early in the day. I'm ready to roll. I go in there to the dispatch. Well, we have nothing for you right now. Go home. This was the terminal guy that gave me my keys to the truck, my little safety vest. And what is it with the safety vest? What is it with the size of the safety vest? You want to try to, are you trying to belittle me with my size? I told him I needed an extra large. He looked through the box. You pull out something that was a large. I don't wear large. They first offered me a large. I don't wear large. I wear extra large. I wear extra large over my coat. Normally, an extra large and the safety vest fits me fine. But here lately, it's been games with safety vests. Oh, apparently he can't find an extra large. He pulls out a 2X. Here, that's all I can find. What are you doing? Okay, so I blow that off because I do have, it's wintertime. I got a coat, a hoodie on. Okay, I'm going to need this 2X to put over that. So, fuck it. But normally I wear extra large. It's always when I get to these trucking companies, you want to play games with the safety vest. What about my size? Is you talking about my size? Are you trying to belittle me? And I just got there? Then you issue me the truck. Okay, I get the truck. It's fine. I check it. I think it was fine, but it wasn't fine. He tells me they checked the truck and everything. So I'm expecting everything to be cool with this truck when I do an inspection. So I get the truck. Ain't no work. Early in the day. I'm there early in the morning. So I come there to just get keys, install a little ELD tablet, and then get told to go home. Still not working. This has been the process with Universal Truck since the day I got there. Just coming in to do shit and then go home. So finally, the 15th, I get dispatched on the load. After arguing, but getting into it about the load. Now, it wasn't an argument. It was a disagreement. And I'm tired of them telling me a disagreement, taking a disagreement and turning it into an argument. I'm tired of you hiring me on a position, and then when I get there, I'm not doing a position that I agreed to be placed on. The flyer said take a load from, it was supposed to be a load from, they had the flyer wrong. Really, it was take a trailer from Dearborn over to Woodridge, Illinois, and bring it back to the yard in Dearborn. That's what it said. Now, all the other positions in the Romulus location, anywhere else, is posting positions, either an hourly wage. See, this is where they get you. They going back and forth between positions where they're offering you hourly wage, then they're offering you a flat rate of a certain amount. It is usually, from what I've been seeing on their website, it's $265, just a flat day rate to do Chicago loads. This load was considered a Chicago load, but it was in Woodridge, Illinois. So I take the load. I'm thinking it's going to be what I've been seeing posted as far as your Romulus load and everything. I mean, this guy done talked me out of an hourly position there to do this 30% shit. I do the load. Now, I come in early that day to do our load. I was in there at 6:40 in the morning, ready to go. Do my pre-trip. Get ready to go find an empty. Already a red flag. Can't find an empty, so I call the dispatcher. Where will I find an empty? He gives me a list of 3 trailers to hook to. He said, they're empty. Just tell me which one you got. Now, you're a dispatcher and don't know that you just gave me a list of 3 loaded trailers. So anyway, I hooked to the trailer, which I normally do. It's no problem. Usually we just he said it was empty. 9 times out of 10, we normally don't jump out and see it's empty. If I call a dispatcher and you give me a list of trailers that's supposed to be empty, I'm expecting them to be empty. So if I hook to a loaded trailer, that was your fault. Don't place it on the driver that I'm supposed to check. No, I called you, the dispatcher. You supposed to know what's on your yard. You gave me a list of 3 loaded trailers. So anyway, but it's still no biggie. Okay, I unhooked from it. But that's where the problem came in. That's when we found out that truck was not inspected. After I hooked to it, found out the 5th wheel was busted. It wouldn't release from under the trailer. The 5th wheel was not locked into place. It was locked to the kingpin, but the 5th wheel itself was not locked into place on the tractor itself. So every time I attempted to try to rock it to see if I could free the arm pin to move so I could unhook it, the whole 5th wheel was sliding back and forth. So here I am, came there early to pull my load. And I know this load got to be pulled early because I'm finna run through Chicago. It was a pretty much 6-hour ride to dealing with the traffic. And then come back. So I couldn't waste any of my drive time, my 14-hour clock. I couldn't waste any of it. So I sat there, hooked up under that damn trailer. Can't get free. I tried everything. The arm was already sticking out. So I'm like, so this truck was not inspected. Because if it was, you would have found that the 5th wheel had a busted arm. I wouldn't know. I didn't know. The arm was out like it always looked when we unhook from a trailer. The arm is always out. I hooked to the trailer, and it's still partially out. I'm like, this don't look right. And then it wouldn't release. You couldn't get it to move. You couldn't get it to release. So I sat there in the yard almost an hour and a half. Now, your mechanic is there. I called. They say they seen the mechanic. He's here. Now, and if they're in the process of moving from their old yard to their new facility they just built, super center they just built right there on Wyoming. So they're going back and forth. Okay, but in the meantime, you got a driver here that's on a load that needs to get going in ASAP, stuck up under the trailer. And now they say the mechanic is here. So, but they was, careless, carefree. They didn't care about getting him over here in a timely fashion. So I called. They said, we seen him here. He must be over the new building. Tried to get me to walk all the way from that yard over to the new building to locate him. On foot. When all you had to do was call him on the walkie-talkie or however y'all communicate. Phone. I sat there an hour and a half before any mechanic finally showed up. He gets over there, looks at it, sees it's busted. Before it was all said and done, by the time I left the yard, it was 3 hours later. Now you done ran my 14-hour clock down. You done ran it down. So now I'm ticking down on my drive time. I have no on-duty time left, nothing. I just have just straight drive hours. So I take off. I finally get an empty trailer. He said, good. You finna leave the yard, go do the load? Yes. Okay, now mind you, I've been in the yard 3 hours from 6 o'clock. From 6:40. That's when I got there. 6:40. It took you 3 hours to come over there, evaluate the situation, and get me going when your mechanic was there. But they were so busy moving into the new center, but you didn't care about that load, and that caused it to be late. That caused me to run out. No, it wasn't late. It got picked up, but I couldn't make it all the way back to the yard. I ran out of drive hours because of that. That's what it caused. So I'm up at the truck stop. I made it back into Michigan. I'm up in Ben Harm at a Pilot. and ran out of drive hours. Now, this truck they issued me, they swapped me to another truck when my trailer was busted. My truck, the fifth wheel was busted. So I had to jump into another truck real quick, which caused a whole nother inspection, delay in time. Like I said before, long story short, 3 hours before I got out the yard. I came there, what should have been a 15-minute pre-trip, hooked to a trailer, make sure everything was okay, and then hit the goddamn highway. Turned into a 3-hour sitting in the yard venture, and they were there at work. These workers were there. But they don't like your repetitive calling. Okay, so I'm just sitting there. You don't like repetitive calling. I'm just sitting there. Time is ticking down. I told her, I said, you realize I've been sitting here about almost an hour and a half. She said, no, I just talked to you 30 minutes ago. I said, lady, I've been in this yard since 6:40. After I hooked up under this trailer, I've been sitting here waiting for a mechanic. And you say he's here, but he ain't really in too big of a hurry to come over here. Okay. You know, I'm trying to take the attitude everybody say, just deal with what they doing. Okay, so I'm dealing with it. I'm just sitting there. I already know what this finna cost. Okay. But I ain't been doing no work. So I hooked to the empty. Finally, they get all this straight. I get to empty. I get going. Hit the highway. I get up to, I believe that was, I forgot what part of Michigan. Up there where the TA and pilot is. I had to stop and fuel because now you issue me a truck that didn't have enough fuel to even make it all the way to the trip, to pick up and get back and get fuel after. So I had to stop and get fuel. That's when I saw my time was ticking down. I said, well, I possibly could make it. I think I have the time, but you ran my time down in the yard. So she tells me, if you can't make it. Now, I done drove almost an hour or something to get up to this fuel stop. Now you want me to drive an hour back. Another hour after that, I could have been at the pickup. Now, I ain't made no work. So what she was finna suggest, that I drive all the way back down to Dearborn while they find some other driver over there in that area, pick up the load and bring it back. She was going to have me come back there, not do nothing, and send me home. So I ain't made no pay for that day. So from the 12th to the 15th, I wouldn't have made nothing. So I said, I'm going to go pick up the load. I'm already out here. There's no need of me turning around driving another hour back. That'll be 2 hours wasted in fuel. So I might as well go get the load. So I went on and got the load. I said my drive time is running out, and I called them on the way back after I did my 30-minute break. All this is ticking dime off my drive hours. See, this is what the company do. They've been doing shit to get me to do shit where I don't get any money. You have me coming in to go home. Then you have me coming in as a situation or it's no work, go home. And that's what they were attempting to do. Now, the minute I need to start getting my money rolling, there's an issue with the truck. Now you done ran my drive time down. I can make it to get the pickup, but I'm not going to make it all the way back to the yard. So my drive hours ran out. I made it to a truck stop. Now, they offered to put me into a hotel, which I didn't come there for. I didn't come there to be a local driver to start being placed in hotels. I'm supposed to be out and back. So now I'm going to deal with this fiasco that happened here. I'm going to do the load that I was assigned because they jumped through hoops to get me on the load because this is not the assignment they was finna give me. I signed on with the company to do the Woodridge load. This was not the assignment they was finna give me. They was giving me a shorter payload. You was giving me a load to where I was supposed to bobtail all the way somewhere into Illinois, Joliet, Illinois. Pick up an empty and bobtail all the way back for less pay. Why would you bobtail me almost that many goddamn miles to bring back an empty? I didn't understand that. I said, this is not the load. This is not the work I was hired on to be doing when I found out what the pay was. I said, no, this is not what this is not what me and the recruiter discussed. I'm supposed to be doing the Woodridge load. So finally, they tell me it was closed. They canceled. They always do that shit to me in trucking. All of a sudden, loads started canceling and closing. That's the norm with trucking when it come with me. Because they doing it to cause conflict. They deliberately do shit to cause conflict. And then when you respond back to them, now they doing shit because you was talking to them the way you was talking to them. And I'm getting sick of that. Look, people. I'm tired of you doing that shit. I'm tired of you are conflict causing people. And then you lie about the conflict you're causing. You got people sitting in there deliberately causing conflict between drivers. And then when the driver respond back to you, oh, now we treating you the way we treat you because the way you was talking to us. But yet it was you that caused conflict. Anyway, long story short, I may finally make it back to Detroit that Saturday. I see the load had been rescheduled to deliver at 12 noon here in Detroit. So I offered, because I got back to the yard about 11. I said, I still got time to, this is a little short ways from here. I got time to deliver it. Hey, call the dispatcher, you want me to deliver it? No, we get another driver on it, just drop it at the yard. Because that's all the load was supposed to do. They're supposed to be paying this miraculous money at the end of the week. Pick up in Dearborn, go to Woodridge, Illinois, bring it back. That's all I was supposed to be doing. Ain't nothing about no delivery. So, here where the drama came in at. What's the pay of the load? $190. That's what they told me. Told me my pay was going to be different because I didn't complete the whole load. Your Move It app showed that the load was supposed to be picked up in Canton, Michigan. Then showed something about Dearborn. Then go to Woodridge, Illinois. Come back and then deliver here in Detroit. That is impossible to do in a 14-hour time frame on an 11-hour drive clock. And the load and the company in Canton that they had on this load was aluminum. They was a rim company for cars. What did that have to do with the company I went to pick up this load for? This company I went to pick up for is not dealing with auto parts. So why would you tell me, post on that load, that I'm supposed to be picking up for auto parts, rims for tires, going to this particular company and dropping that load and bringing their load back? That company has nothing to do with rims or tires, period. But they had it on the Move It app. I'm just supposed to go from Dearborn with an empty, pick up they load and bring it back. Okay, I finally get, like I said, I got back this Saturday, seen it rescheduled the load at noon, for noon. I said, I can make it. He said, no, drop the trailer. So I dropped the trailer. On the way back, I had already made my decision. I'm finna quit. I'm done. I said, it took you too long to get me started. After I got started, it was bullshit with the load. Getting me started on the load I'm supposed to be doing. The assignment I'm supposed to be doing. Then the issue with the truck. The length of time you let me sit there in this yard before you even cared to come over there to take a look at the truck, to get me unhooked from it or even reassign me to another truck. These are trucks that your terminal guy, the manager, or whoever this guy's his title is telling me, we've inspected all our trucks. No, you didn't. You didn't inspect that one. You couldn't have. You would have known that the fifth wheel was busted. When I lifted the hood, the oil cap was off. You didn't inspect that truck. See, that's what these companies do. They always tell the drivers that they've been inspected. They done the maintenance or it's had a new PM service and all that shit when you ask. Or they ain't did shit. The truck been sitting there. They ain't did none of that. They just lied to you. Which is normal in trucking. You get in trucking to be lied to. You get in trucking to be deceived. You get in trucking to be mistreated. Trucking companies, dispatchers, recruiters, recruit people to be in a situation where it's going to be conflict, loss of income eventually, and then you in a position where you're about to lose your housing. That's what trucking does. And I'm sick of it. I'm tired of these people telling me that you've been doing all this shit to me because of the way I talk to you. Motherfucker, I'm tired of you talking to me the way you do. I'm tired of you deliberately causing conflict because you lying and covering up what the fuck you been doing. You getting talked to the way you deserve to be talked to. I start out with a pleasant tone until you start lying to me. Then your attitude change. Then you get aggressive and authoritative. Like it's supposed to mean something to me. I'm the one you lying to. You overstepping your role. You're not going to lie to somebody and think you're going to get away with it. I'm tired of this going on in trucking. I'm tired of being in a position where I can't pay my rent due to trucking, due to being misled, due to lies, due to deliberate acts. This is not a game. This is my life you've been ruining. This is my life you've been playing with. And how fucking dare you tell me that all this shit has been going on because of the way I talk to you? Well, if you stop lying, then maybe nobody be talking to you that damn way. Have you thought about that shit? Your lying ass. And then gonna withhold my pay at Universal. I'm supposed to be getting some type of pay this Friday. I call them. They telling me now they ain't gonna send me my pay until the 19th. Was a W-2 employee here in Michigan. See, this is what I tell you. Michigan got all these organizations, government offices established to prevent this shit, but yet you got companies right here in this state still doing this shit. And then when it happens to me, you want to tell me it's a civil matter. Motherfucker, I had a civil matter with Chrysler. You didn't do nothing about that shit, so why are you sitting up there placing me around on these damn jobs for me to investigate what's going on with these jobs, then to tell me it's a civil matter when bullshit happened on the job? I'm not your unpaid investigator around here, and I'm tired of being used for it. Universal Truckload here in Michigan is wrong for what they're doing. You're not paying your drivers. You're not being honest about when the drivers get paid, and then to withhold my pay to deliberately make up a lie because of the load in your moving app at this point is outrageous. I want my pay for work done. Don't get talking about I'm gonna hate you for what you got to say. I hate you for using me, and I ain't been paid. But you don't like the way I talk to you. Well, that's too bad. Because if you keep lying to me, that's exactly the way you're going to get talked to. I'm talking to you in a manner that law enforcement would talk to you. The federal motor carrier would talk to you. A judge would talk to you. The state attorney general would talk to you. No, you just don't like it because I'm a worker talking to you. I ain't no different. If I had their title, I'd be talking to you the same way. And I guarantee you, heads would be rolling if I had to talk to you. And I had that authority. But I don't. I'm a driver, and I'm sticking up for my rights. I'm letting you know. You're not going to keep mistreating me as a driver. You're not going to keep doing shit to me because you talking about it's the way I talk to you. And it's you that's been causing the conflict. Got people training me on jobs that shouldn't be trainers. Bringing in bad equipment that I'm taking out. I had one job local, a trainer was bringing in bad equipment that they were dispatching me on. Tires was blowing. The lights was out. But this is a trainer. You deliberately cause this conflict and then try to cover it up with what I'm saying to you. It ain't gonna happen no more. I don't work for the government. I don't know what this shit is you doing. I get hired on these jobs and they start talking this off-the-wall bullshit that has nothing to do with the job. Are we discussing my position here? Or you acting like I'm doing some unpaid work for the government? And if that's the case, I do need to find an attorney because you've been using me. I'm not going to keep taking these jobs and you misleading me. I'm not going to keep being put in a position where I'm jeopardizing my housing, dealing with your company. It's an embarrassment, and I'm tired of complaining about it, and I'm tired of the conflicts that I have to get involved with dealing with you.